What is up and welcome back. We are your Colorado real estate family, Pete and Chelsea Sweeney, and recently we posted a video talking about some activities that you can do with your kids. Well, today we're going to be bringing you the adult version. What can you kind of do as adults within Denver?
All right, let's go.
Before really diving into this video, what I'm going to mention first things first is most of this stuff is downtown. Actually, pretty much all of it's downtown. So you have like the Denver metro area. Of course, there's so much to do in the Denver metro, but specifically today, we're going to be talking about stuff to do downtown Denver. First one's being is Larimer Square.
Larimer Square is one of those areas that isn't super popular. Well, it has nightlife, but it's not known as the nightlife. That's going to be a little bit closer over in the Lodo area. Where is Larimer Square? It's going to be off Larimer Street between 14th and 15th Street. And this area is so cute because it has lights that kind of drape over the whole street. So it's really bright. It's actually a little classier. We went down there, got one of our favorite restaurants. I'll let you kind of talk about it.
Osteria Marco is our favorite spot. It's like, I always call it like a fancy pizza place where it's kind of like, you know, it's in the basement or whatever of this building. Great pizza there. They have a great vibe. Like a lot of the walls are made out of wine bottles. We personally love going there. But yeah, growing up as kids when I was a young pup, and by young pup I mean like my early 20s, Lodo was the hot spot for us all to go, and that's because it was like the younger scene, right?
Lots of nightlife for
and
sure.
then every now and then we'd get that sophisticated friend who's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna bring you guys to this bar down on Larimer Square," and we're like, "Whoa, I don't know if is it crazy enough for us?" And this is really where like a lot of your young professionals will be hanging out during that nightlife in downtown Denver.
You can find boutiques here. You can find, bars, casual places to eat lunch for any of those people who are kind of working during the day, but also a place that you can dress up and still fit in and go to some of these nicer restaurants.
Yep.
Now, not far from here is the second thing that you have to check out, which is Union Station. And we were talking about where it is from Larimer Street, but because Denver does this weird shifting thing, it really is not that.
There really is no north and south. It's
yeah.
pretty much like northwest, north, southeast, and
it'll change like
it's just
that.
all like
so
that.
I'm not going to confuse you by trying to explain it all. We'll just go ahead and show you a map here.
And it was a super cool building. It wasn't until recently that they decided to renovate it and completely revamp this area. Before, it was just kind of there, right? And so now, with the light rail station, this is your central hub for the light rail stations where all the tracks come together, and then you kind of decide whether you want to go north, south, east, or west from there. And right now, it's just amazing the different restaurants they have down there. The front of it, you could always gather. And so we actually did an interview video there, and we tried to get as much people as possible, but it's insane the amount of people who kind of walk through there. They have the fountains that are all kind of up, so you see a lot of people who take their lunch breaks and they'll eat out there as well too. But it's a super cool spot to just kind of hang out. Some great restaurants over there as well too.
Yeah, so the other thing that people look at Union Station as is kind of like this cultural hub in the center. And so right across the street, we actually go for tacos at Machete's, which is so good. They have a lot of gluten-free options. We've talked about how Denver is really accommodating to all these different diets and all of that.
Yep.
I've also been to Stoic and Genuine, which is one of the best restaurants I have eaten at. They serve, this is so funny, but the people I went with, they served this cornbread in kind of one of those cast iron skillets, and it was to die for. That they actually asked for another one, and they looked at them like, wait, what? But it is such great food, such great environment, this kind of smaller, a little bit more like upscale type of dining kind of around Union Station.
Yeah, so it's actually somewhere I always go if ever I'm meeting someone downtown. We always go to the Thirsty Lion over there. I love their appetizers that they have. I think they have a great like a Brussels sprout plate or something. And so I personally like that's where I love to go. I will tell you though, like if you go behind Union Station, so pretty much on the west side, try not to go there with your bikes or your scooters because they're constantly looking at, and they have signs everywhere that says no scooters or bikes through here. You must walk. And so if you do decide to rent that electric scooter, make sure you're walking it through that area.
If you're checking out Union Station, you must know also that this is kind of the home of the Cochrane Hotel, which is one of the best hotels down in Denver. It's well talked about. Go ahead and pop in some pictures here for you so you can see how awesome this hotel is in this area.
The third thing that we're going to be talking about today in regards to downtown Denver is the Dairy Block.
Now, this is something that we did not grow up with here in Denver. When we went down,
Definitely new.
This is a new concept, but this concept is huge. So this is the Denver Milk Market. This has 16 different eateries,
including something that's kind of a tongue twister we've actually been laughing at about a little bit. Check out the bloopers at the end of the video so you can kind of see how we were messing this up at the Kachina Cantina. Cucina Cantina.
Oh, you did good.
Boom! Got it.
Oh my
Nailed
gosh.
it.
And it's actually a really popular restaurant. There are wine bars, there's boutiques, there's art galleries, live music. I mean, and the funny thing is it's a really short block. It's really cool though. They have lights, they have different paintings, or I guess I should say more like graffiti art. Is that what they call it now? Denver
pretty much
is
graffiti
so
art.
big about this now. You know, between Rhino and this area, there's a lot of like they let, you know, I like professional graffiti. What do they call that?
I think it's just a way. So yeah, professional graffiti artists or something like that. I think it's a way for them to kind of get their ambitions to put something on the wall out without it just being just randos everywhere.
It's
I mean, you
so
still see it, but
beautiful,
yeah,
too, though.
you see so much of that graffiti art like downtown Denver, and so it's kind of cool that they made it into an artistic piece instead of just like, hey, I'm gonna rebel against the man or something like that.
Yeah,
so.
no, this little block right here by the dairy block is so beautiful because they've allowed the entire, I think it's brick walls, be, you know, all art like that. They also, this is home of the Maven Hotel, which is one of Denver's top hotels.
Yep.
So definitely have to check that out if you're staying downtown in this area. It's all walkability. So you'll be able to go down, have, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, go to some, you know, music at night, stay right there. This is definitely a place you'll want to see in Denver.
Yep. The fourth thing that we're going to be going over, which is pretty obvious if you're downtown Denver, is Coors Field, where the Rockies play. And I remember like when we first got a baseball team back in, I think it was 96. They built Coors Field and all this stuff. My grandpa was a huge baseball fan, so I felt like I was there all the freaking time when I was a kid. But it's an amazing time to go. They got the rock pile tickets over there, and now they have the what is it, the rooftop or something?
Yeah, all the bars.
Yeah, rooftop.
Right
I think it was like 10 years. No, it's like earlier than that. So yeah, it's like have all these bars. They have the View House up there. I think
Oh my gosh, I don't even know all the different ones they have anymore.
Yeah,
but
the Ryu or the Rue or the margaritas. Ryu.
The ones where they limit you to 3 margaritas.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, so recently, and I know it was something that was temporary, where they had these things where you could hit golf balls into the stadiums. They were traveling all across the United States. Just last year, they did that in Coors Field, and so
so
we
cool.
had a buddy who went and did it. He said it's amazing just being able to freaking hit some balls over into the, you know, into the midfield and all that. And so
Yeah, even if you're not a baseball fan, when Peter's talking about these rooftop bars, you could get the rock pile tickets and pay very little, and then go and bar hop the entire day. Take it down, go across the street over to McGregor's, go hit Stranahan's. Like
McGregor's
this is-
blows my mind because
Oh my gosh,
it's
it's so
like
different.
it's something that what was it, like 3 years ago when we saw it, we're like, whoa, this is super cool, and so yeah.
It used to be a parking lot area where we used to go to Howl at the Moon, which is like a little piano bar. They've completely taken that out, made a full walkability, and just, oh my gosh, just it's amazing in there.
Well,
They
we
have
did St.
huge
Baldrick's
screens.
over there when there's a parking lot. Like, it's crazy what they did with it. When they first tore down the parking lot, we were sad. Because we were like, oh no,
oh,
we don't
it's
get
so
to do
different.
St. Baldrick's over there anymore and all that stuff. But what they did with the area is amazing. They had someone come in there and just make it awesome so you could hang out. You don't necessarily have to be in Coors Field to enjoy Coors Field.
That's why we wanted to definitely talk about Coors Field. Not necessarily that you have to go attend a game, or maybe you attend the game, but it's actually a full-on experience by going across the street to McGregor's and being able to hit all of those bars and hang out in that area while still also having the big screen of all the different sports teams and things that they hone in on for that area.
Yep. Real quick, guys, if this is information that you are enjoying and you want to continue to follow, can you do us a huge favor? Hit that subscribe button. Maybe give us a thumbs up, little notification bell. That way you're notified every single time that we put out a brand new video. Also, if you are looking at purchasing real estate here in the beautiful state of Colorado, give us a call or text the phone number right below. Right below, right there, we're going to answer. It doesn't matter date or time.
The fifth thing that you have to do as an adult if you are down in Denver is go to the 16th Street Mall.
Okay, so we need to delay this a little bit because currently the 16th Street
that's
Mall is under construction, but when it's going to be done, it'll be amazing to walk down there. I always remember walking down there. We had a buddy who actually lived right in, what was it, Larimer Place or something like that, as this, you know, luxury condos downtown. We just like go down there for lunch and just walk the mall just to be able to walk the mall, and it's a great spot to just walk through. I'm not sure if they're going to bring the pianos back, so they have pianos up and down so people could just randomly go in and play whenever they want. But it's an awesome environment, just kind of hanging out. Every now and then you see like the little entertainers, you know, who are sitting there trying to, like, they have a robot guy down there.
Yeah, they
does
have a
some
lot
stuff.
of different things for sure. When we talk about this new construction, it's 2023, so we're going through all new construction of the actual mall part of 16th Street Mall. That does not mean that they're going to just, you know, completely tear out everything at a time. They are doing certain sections. We went down there recently, and like the most, I guess, northern side of 16th Street Mall, we always talk about how Denver turns, but the furthest towards I-25, is actually under construction right now. I'm sure that they're going to be doing this in phases because a lot of people still work and eat and play downtown, especially at 16th Street Mall. But this area is going to be amazing. This is why some people come visit Denver.
The sixth thing that we're going to be talking about is the Colorado State Building, and we were actually just recording there a couple weeks ago. And we saw them giving some tours in and around the area. It's super cool. Actually, on one of the steps, they have like a gold plate that marks Mile High, 5,280 feet. That's why we're called the Mile High City. And so it's pretty cool that they actually put that in point. It's like, all right, here you go, mile high above sea level.
Yeah, if you are a historic buff and you want to kind of go through and you like looking at the different city capitals, this is definitely something to do.
I think recently they just redid the whole gold dome, and so now it looks super shiny, where before I was like, it's gold, it's shiny, but they just recently redid it, and so now it's like crazy shiny. The seventh thing that we're going to be talking about is the Denver Art Museum.
Yeah, so for all of you art buffs out there, this is definitely a place that you can go. It's really relaxing, it's very therapeutic. They have large sculptures throughout the whole area. They have modern to classic works of art, and they actually rotate their exhibits all the time. So even if you're visiting one time or you decide to move here and you go, 1 month, 6 months later or so, it'll be a completely different art show. So it's definitely something they will post if there's different art exhibits that are coming into town. If there's different featured artists that they may be focusing on that month or however long, it is definitely something to check out if you're an art buff.
Well, it's a super cool building too. If you drive by it, you cannot miss it. It's just like, it kind of looks like, what I think about is like Superman when he's going up into the North Pole and you see like all the kind of ice shooting out like that. It's kind of what it looks like. I mean, yeah, you like I said, you can't miss it. Super cool spot.
The eighth thing that you definitely want to check out in Denver is going to be the Denver Botanical Garden. So this place is absolutely stunning. I think they have 2 different locations, but one thing to note is that this isn't just walking around looking at the beautiful gardens. They have events. They have a public amphitheater. They have, anything that you can imagine. They will post it online. They have a whole calendar of all the different things that they're featuring, and it is such a wonderful time.
I feel like didn't we have a friend propose to another friend in botanical gardens?
Yeah.
An issue like hearing about a botanical gardens, me personally, I'd be like, it's something that might not interest me as much. I'd rather go to a game or something like that. But then my best friend, who's like similar to me, where it's like, we'd rather go watch a football game or something. He went one time with his girlfriend and he was like, dude, it's actually pretty dang cool. You need to go check it out. I had a good time. And so
it's a great date.
Yeah, don't think, looking at a bunch of flowers and stuff isn't really my cup of tea, because you might find something there that you might really enjoy or just hang out with your loved one. The ninth thing that we're going to be covering, which we cover all the time, is Rhino, and that is because this place is hot right now.
So if you are a Brewster, which is, I don't know if I made that term up, maybe let me know if I think I'm cool and you guys like a term you use.
I'm pretty sure it is. We looked it up and I'm pretty sure
there's a word.
There's
okay.
a word, yeah.
So this is where all of our breweries, this area used to be so industrial. Nobody wanted to go there. It was actually the back way I used to take to work when I worked at the hospital a long time ago. This was not an area that people were hanging out in. Now it is the area people are hanging out in, especially if you're trying to get this whole brewery art district type feel, because that is exactly what Rhino will give you.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like we had lunch with a friend who lives right on the border of Rhino, and he's like, hey, you want to come with me to get a couple beers? He grabbed a bunch of jugs and was just like going to all these different breweries to kind of fill up. He's like, I'm gonna do a little of this and a little bit of that. And so it's pretty cool, all the different like local brewers that they have kind of operating in the area.
Yeah, and if you're trying to kind of picture what this looks like, we'll pop in some B-roll here, but it is a lot of warehouses and stuff turned into different buildings. Mm-hmm. We now have a lot of housing down there, but it is trying to get its own feel, and it's not trying to be anything like Denver. It is really trying to create its own culture there.
Yep.
And the 10th thing that we're going to be talking about is Lohi. And I personally love Lohi. If I'm going to be going down with the girls, or even if I'm going to do a work meeting, there's some restaurants down there that I absolutely love. Avanti kind of has that feeling where you go inside and it's a bunch of different restaurants that just rent out the booths.
It's like a glorified food court pretty much, but you have some super tasty food that's up in that food court.
Yeah, and not only that, but it has a rooftop outside that looks over Denver.
Yeah.
This is going to be the opposite direction off of I-25 than, say, going down to Coors Field or going down to some of these other areas that we've talked about.
Yeah.
But this area is great because it is a little bit above Denver. Mm-hmm. It's looking over Denver. It has views for days. Across the street, you have like the Happy Restaurant, which again, is just the most incredible atmosphere. I personally love this area because I don't love the downtown traffic and the one-ways. And I feel like Lohi gives you that same walkability and being able to socialize without having to go into the heart of Denver.
Another great thing about Lohi is that they have a bridge that connects it from, like it goes over I-25 to downtown. So say you want that walkability, say, I want to park over Lohi, hang out here for a little bit and then decide to hop over downtown, and it brings you like right to the back end of Union State. Well, a little bit, you got to go a couple blocks, but it runs right into the back of Union Station. So having that bridge is super cool because you have a lot of people who live on either side being able to access either side because you have that bridge that goes over the main highway.
Yeah, before you get over to Union Station, stop by Platt Street because they've snuck in a little street right over the bridge that has all of these incredible restaurants, breweries, boutiques. I mean, it is just a one street full. Now, finding parking down there is a little bit of a different story. It's a hidden street before you start getting into downtown that is loaded with great things to do.
Before we complete this video, guys, I want to throw a few bonus ones in there that we really didn't mention. There actually is a ton to do in Denver.
many
And so I
things.
just wanted to, so we got Meow Wolf here. I've never been to it. My sister's like obsessed with it. She goes there all the freaking time. Of course, you have the Denver Broncos, which I've heard. All right, so I have a good buddy who's from Philly. He tells me that we don't know how to tailgate. I personally think that we have a great time
think we do
tailgating
okay.
there. So, I mean, I guess just give and take, whatever it is that you like to do. Of course, you have Ball Arena. So say, whoever's playing that, what season it is. So you got like the Nuggets. We personally like going to Mammoth games because they're a little bit cheaper and it's so much fun. It's rowdy in there.
So
They're like,
rowdy.
they're playing music while they're all going to town. It's an indoor lacrosse. Also, you got the Avalanche over there. The Avalanche have been doing good. Sucks that this year we didn't make it through the first round of the playoffs, but whatever. We took the Stanley last year, right? So
The
but yeah.
View House, gotta check out
Yeah,
the View House in
yep.
Denver. Like that definitely is kind of like your nightlife. So if you're looking for like that nightlife bar, check out the View House for sure. All right, we've talked about so many different things. We try to highlight some of the things that people come here for, and then also give you a couple local things that we like to do.
Yep.
If there are other things, say you're local and you're like Chelsea and Pete, you miss like some of the best things. Comment down below, help everybody out who's watching these videos, and also hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and thumbs up because you are getting our video out to a lot of other people who are looking for this content.
And of course, guys, if you are looking at purchasing real estate here in the state of Colorado, give us a call or text the phone number right below, right there. I guess the email's right down the bottom side, maybe. I don't know. I'm always trying to figure out where it's at. But yeah, guys, like I said, we are always answering those calls and texts. We love it. We love hearing from you guys. It warms our hearts that we are able to help out so many just like yourself who are moving into Colorado. And until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye. It has the, I always say it wrong. Kachina. Nope.
Cochina.
Hold on.
Cochina?
Kachina. No. Cantina.
Cochina.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Including Kachina. You're gonna have to do it.
Okay. Including the Kachina Cantina. Kachina Cantina. So it's like all in one. All right.
Hold on, let me pull myself together.
Kachina Cantina.
Okay, go.
Also, including over there, you got the Kachina Cantina. Babe, I can't do it when you
I wasn't ready.
Kachina Cantina. I mean, don't stare at it too long without having some sunglasses on. Yeah, that was done.
There, maybe. What's it mean when you like?
I don't know. I know this might seem like a little. What am I trying to say? Okay.
We did, and we did a wedding over at the farm.
Oh. That's
Isn't that where it's at?
No, that's not it.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Who was that? I can't remember. Okay. Initially, when hearing about like a botanical gardens, that's not something that really rubs me. I just don't think I'd. Okay.